Hello everybody. Video about stuck between twin flame and a marriage. It's been a challenging time simply because the energy shift from the chaser who has done its job, has done its inner work, and now the energy shifts to focus into the work that needs to be done by the runner. And all of a sudden, the runners now is gonna come up, and a lot of the runners they're gonna come up and they're gonna ask, what's happening, what's the situation, what's going on, what's the thing. I posted yesterday that I was in contact with someone who they shared a story, and I asked them, "Can I share this because I'm gonna make some video?" And she agreed actually to post it without her name, but I'm just gonna put her as a JC. That how her initials are, simply because you have to honor the person somehow, some way. Anyway, well, the reason we're making it this is a stuck. It's because a lot of you getting stuck in the very the beginning. And when I say very the beginning, it's the part of the initiations when they meet together, and that part right there creates a lot of confusions down the road. And there is a reason for it. Everything that's happening between you and your twin flame, it's coming for one reason, and the reason is about you to be a truth. And if the more people are involved, the more people you told the wrong part, then you have to go back to those people and tell them the truth. So the more you lie, the worse it gets. But the worst part it is that when you become as awakened as a twin flame, you can't just simply go back to sleep. And this is why when you are in a marriage and you become awakened as a twin flame, uh, you have this stuck part for a few reasons. And those few reasons I'm gonna go over into it. But the biggest reason is about that person that contact me, what they say, because a lot of the runners that's what they do. And what is the best advice? I will give you the best advice as a video. It is a video from a Latino singer. His name is Juan Magan, and the video is actually shows up the runner part. That when the time comes in of realization, you don't really have to explain nothing to no one. You have to explain something to your twin, to your lover. You have to be your truth. Not after time goes by and you go ahead and try to be what you need to be when they try to move on. So here is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna read it because the post was out on the Facebook, and here it is. Hi Dio, I've been watching your videos on YouTube for a while. I'm a twin flame. I did not know that this existed until I had this amazing supernatural experience with my twin. I was married at the time. He was in a relationship. I met him 3 years ago. Since then, I have left my marriage, abusive. When I see him the last in a class that I was taking, he hinted me that he was going to leave his relationship. That was when I made the jump to leave for good. I tried before. Well, he hasn't left his karmic partner and posted on a Facebook that they are engaged. This was a couple of days ago. I have read everything, seeing everything about a twin flame journey, but wasn't expecting this. I'm not sure why he will give this up. I'm afraid I hide my feelings too well in the beginning, thinking that I could feel his emotions and thinking that he will be able to read mine the same way. Finding that they're engaged threw me into the fires of despair and heartbreak. I had dreams of him, not the ordinary dreams. Two were like visits, and the one was symbolic. He was able to express how much I meant to him in private and in a class. 3 years ago, I froze. I didn't express to him ever. Anyways, any advice or energetic impression you pick it up on this will be great. Thank you for all that you do. Love. So, when you look at it, this kind of like a runner, this is someone who actually the masculine part express the feelings, and simply because when you express the feelings, they're so highest level, the feminine part, in this case, froze. And when it's froze, they don't know what to do. And this part of they don't know what to do, I've been working a lot on that process. This is the part comes in of lack of education about real love and soul. If we knew that the love and the soul existed in our beginnings, we would have recognized that love and we were reacting completely different. But since that we don't know the vibrations of love exist, we are lacking this part. So the one part of this whole situation is that she froze. She froze and she does not know what to do. Simply, she was expecting something. The second part that I want to point you out of this position is that I was having expectations. Let me find it. Oh, here it is. That part. I am afraid I hide my feelings too well in the beginning, thinking that I could feel his emotion and thinking that he was able to read mine the same way. So, we talk about it that the real part in the twin flames is when you go and really out loud speak the words I love you, and you to go ahead and express your feelings as vibrations. Now you have a 5D vibrations inside of it. Those 5D vibrations, in order they to work on it, okay, they have to be spoken within a 3D. They have to have the actions within a 3D. You're providing a 5D energy that it's action within a 3D dimensional understanding. And the part of not expressing your feelings, the part of hiding your feelings, you hiding your own truth. You are not on your own truth. And this happens to a lot of the runners. They are looking for it, what should I do? And I will show you in the video of the Juan Magan that what you need to do is confession. A simply confession when you go to your twin flame and you tell them the words, I love you. Because that will not gonna go away. Because simply if that would have to go away, it would have gonna go away. It's been 3 years. So simply the connection cannot be broken like that. Okay? And here is the part, another part is, he was able to express to me how much I meant to him in private in class 3 years ago. I froze. I didn't express it to him ever. Why? What prevents you to not express that love in person to him? It is the fear. fear of the truth, fear of that you have to work on it, you to become your truth. And that fear of becoming the truth can come up to a lot of reasons. Number one reason it's merit. Number two reasons is society, friends. Number three reason that I see that is that you asking the wrong people for advice. Simply because if you someone try to advise you on a twin flames of it, the twin flames cannot be steered, cannot be controlled by anyone but by the universe. And when you try to ask other people what to do, or worse, you like those people and they get effect on it. Now you bringing those people attached to the whole story. So if something is gonna be affect you and your twin, it's gonna affect all of those people. It's like the chain becomes like a train, Zavet, and the train reaction is transferred from one to another, simply because they're tied up to the whole situation. Simply because you bring in people into the whole situation. Another part that I'm going to talk about it's this confession. This confession begins inside of you when you realize that the part of the height it's in you. And I wrote a little post out of it. What happens actually in the whole situation? While you become awakened as a twin flame, you enter a new world, place where you cannot hide, you can't lie, and mostly you will want to begin living in your truth. God/universe know everything. Everything like he knew why Adam and Eve hiding from God, from him. You cannot hide once you awaken. God will find you sooner or later. Simply, he wants you to be like to want to be your truth, to be like God, because God made us like the way it's supposed to be. God is love. So, if God wants you to be like him, he wants you to be love. So be love. And the part is that this love inside of you, JC, that you have for him, even though that he is engaged, or even worse, if he is married, your soul still wants to be the truth. Your soul, deep inside of it, wants to tell him everything. But the ego, the fear of rejection, that he might will reject you, the fear of parents, relatives, co-workers, how they will react on this. You have to face all those fears. And especially when you're married, you have to face the fears of telling your husband or wife all about it. Simply because this is the part of you to be your truth and soul. And a lot of the people getting stuck because they don't want to tell the truth. They don't want to become the truth. But here is the part. Inside the dreams, inside the energy exchanges with the twin flames, they will keep going on. And that part right there between your twin flame in your marriage, you beginning to be stuck. Stuck because simply you're not your truth on the two places. You're not truth within your marriage, and you're not truth within your twin flame. And the energy is going to be increasing because the soul is going to put pressure inside of you. And when you don't listen that you have to be with your twin flame, or at least you go ahead and express your feelings to your twin flame, the soul is going to start screaming inside. There's going to be these powerful vibrations that's going to remind you of what you need to do every day. You wake it up, your twin flame is going to be in front of you. You go out and you walk, you go out and work, they're gonna be like all the time face, like a real present in front of you. And this is the part when the runner has to do their realizations. This is why this energy came in as realizations right now, simply because it's time for a lot of the runners to become awakened and become understand. No more lies, no more hidings on it, because simply whatever it's planned to be done, it's planned to be done. And over the next month, we are going to be experiencing a lot of the runners. They're going to be come out and they're going to be seeking information. They're going to try to find information. They want to be learning more about what they are. They want to be understanding of more of what they are. Simply because once you become awakened, it doesn't matter if you're a runner or a chaser, you awaken. You try to go back to sleep, okay? You won't be. You might take a nap, you won't be asleep. And over the time, this part will increase over and over and over. It will exist. Same thing like JC. A lot of the runners, they want to hide their feelings very well. Well, who wants to hide their feelings? The ego. The egoistic part inside that you put something else in control, but not the love that God gives you. The meeting the between the twin flames, it's never accident. It is never accident. It's always been orchestrated because it's the time. It's the time. And when the two twin flames feel that they gotta be together, they will feel that energy that they have to come back together. And that is the part of you to getting unstuck, unfroze of it. And right now, the best advice we'll give you is you to getting unstuck. Um, I will I'll play a little bit out of the video here um, at the beginning, and you can understand while I'm talking about this is that she's doing her realizations. She's in the church during the marriage, and she realized this is not truth. I can't live like this. I'm gonna run. And hear how everybody else that knows everything, they want explanations from you. And this is why a lot of the runners, what's happening to them is they feel that they have to obey this society, this marriage. They have to obey this part inside of them that the marriage is in the church, the way the society says, compared to what the soul says. And when we're watching the video out a little bit, uh, she is running, but where she's running to, and what is she does. Um, what happened is over the story. It's like a lot of the twins flames. What they do is they have this part of the realizations out there. Like for example, right now she's turning back if they follow her. She goes back into the light. She gives back into the beginning of the situation. And here is her face, happy that she's listening to her soul. She's going back to where the love is. And where the love is, go back to the inner child. Go back inside where there was no restrictions, there was no fears, there was no hidings. Everything was expressed because when you were as a kid, you didn't hide of anything. You wanted to explore and learn anything. So from inside, and here of the video, it shows up how the friendship began, how everything began, and her memories inside of it was about the love of what she was doing of it. And to go back again into you as a runner, you are stuck within this part, and you can get yourself forward, but you can't go back either. And the only way you can go back is through your realizations of a process. So simply right now, like JC, she realized that she hid her feelings. She understood his position about him, and she froze. She got stuck, and she doesn't express anything to him. But right now, she's suffering simply because he made the decisions to go with somebody else that he's engaged. And what happens to a lot of the people is that they choose to listen the ego in the society, try to go back into it. You can't just simply go back into it. For a lot of the people I know, they try, and from personal experience, things doesn't work very well. And here is she's coming to the runaway bride. She's looking for him. She's looking that he's engaged, he's married, and here is right now the part of inside everything goes like, oh my god, I am too late. But she see that that's not actually him, and she is like, okay, all right. So what's going on in here? What's the whole story? And that's him. That it's the part when you confess your love. This is the part when you're gonna relieve and you become your truth. And when you become your truth, you become what the love is. And Plato actually expressed that part. Zealot. That I want you to see that quote, and I'm going to read it to you because the picture is probably not perfect. But what happens is when the two finally gets together at the end, this is what he made as a statement. And when one of them meets with his other half, the actual half of himself, the pair are lost in amazement of love and a friendship and intimacy, and one will not be out of each other's sight, not even for a moment. And that is the part that everybody dreams. That is the part of everybody wants. But the part is to understand that you right now living as a soul, and this soul journey is going for evolution, for the next step of it, and to teach you to be your truth. That's all. It's not that hard part. It is about you to be your truth. It's always been about you to be a truth and you to trust the love inside of you. You wouldn't fall in love. You wouldn't have this love's feeling, this love's vibrations inside of you if it wasn't meant to be. Simply, it's the truth. Now, how are you gonna go back? How are you getting unstuck, JC? Is you to find the power of love inside of you, and you go to your twin, message him on Facebook, and tell him, I need to meet you. I have something to tell you. And you put yourself in a position that you express your feelings and soul to this person. Now, what he's going to do, he will going to do. You have no control over that part. But what you have a control is you to be your truth. He can do what he was supposed to do, but your soul inside of you is going to find the peace once you express these feelings of it. And a lot of the runners getting stuck between twin flame and a marriage simply have the fear to express their truth feelings. Same thing like you, JC. And I admire your courage to contact me. I admire your courage to do a confession to me because you confess your feelings to me. And I will really give you the best advice is go out, find this video of Juan Magan and just watch the energy from it. And there is another part that I will give you a suggestion to is I made a video about confessions in a twin flame. You need to understand that what you just did, you confessed into yourself, and now you need to listen your soul. You're gonna go to your twin and confess to him, and hopefully that will be the best part of your life that you're gonna do. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be loved.